Hello kids, again I'm back with Standard 7 Chemistry. Chapter is Physical and Chemical Changes, Part 2. In our first part, we had discussed regarding various types of changes. We sum up all those two changes, we come to the two main category of changes that are physical and chemical changes. So, physical and chemical changes are two main basic category of changes. Physical change is a type of change which is temporary and reversible. We had already discussed in the part 1 of this chapter that what are reversible changes that can be returned back into its original substance. So, once the change happen, again can be regained into original substance. So, change is not a permanent one, it is temporary. No new substance is formed. That means the properties of the physical change of the particular substance remain intact. Some of the examples with those we can understand physical change clearly, that is melting of ice that we had discussed already in the first part, breaking of a glass tumbler, sublimation, glowing of electric bulb. When we again switch off the bulb, the bulb will remain the same. Magnetizing of iron using a magnet. There will be no effect on the iron because of the magnet. But it gets attracted, the iron gets attracted towards the magnet, and again when the magnet is being removed, the iron remains as it is. So these are the examples of physical changes. One of the activity we will understand on the basis of physical change, and one of the process that is sublimation. For that, here we will take ammonium chloride in a disc, in an evaporating disc, and keep it over the flame, and over that disc we'll keep a funnel, and the cotton wool is put on the mouth of the funnel, so that when the ammonium chloride is being heated, the fumes that comes out should not escape out. As the fumes come out because of the heating of ammonium chloride that is in the solid form, then because of the cotton present near the mouth of the funnel, it cannot escape out and cools down over there. And when the fumes of ammonium chloride cools down, again we can get back the solid ammonium chloride. That is the process of sublimation, that when a solid changes directly into gaseous state, and again that gaseous state can be converted into the solid ammonium chloride. Thus, this is an example of physical change. Moving on to the next category of change, that is chemical change, which is permanent, irreversible, and new substance is formed. Whenever the change occurred, a new substance is formed, and that cannot be returned back to the original substance, so the change is permanent. Like as I said, that if you cook food once, you cannot get back the original food again. If you burn a piece of paper, you cannot get back the paper again from the ash. If once curd being formed from milk, we cannot get back the milk again. On rusting of iron, you must have observed in your daily life the iron articles or the nails that gets rusted, a powdery form formed over the layer of the iron articles or the iron nails. That cannot be again formed into the original form of that object made up of iron. So these are the examples of chemical changes. Now we will understand the difference between physical and chemical change. Physical change is temporary, chemical change is permanent. Physical change is reversible, chemical change are irreversible. During a physical change, no new substance is formed. During a chemical change, new substance is formed. Chemical composition during a physical change does not change for the particular substance which undergoes the physical change. But composition differs when a substance undergoes chemical change from its original one. There is a change only in the shape, size, state and color during a physical change, whereas during a chemical change it involves an exchange of energy and the whole composition of the substance changes. Now, we will see that how there is an involvement, absorption or evolution of energy during the physical or chemical change. The change of energy involves in both during a physical change and a chemical change. But the quantity of energy release or energy absorption during a physical change is very less compared to chemical change. When there will be a melting of ice, there is a release of energy. When there is evaporation of water, there is a gain of energy. But these changes can be reversed. Those are physical changes. So those changes involve energy. The energy change involved during those changes or those physical changes is very less compared to the chemical changes. Energy change in the form of absorption or evolution takes place in the form of heat and light, like burning of fuel, cooking of food, all releases huge amount of heat, as well as they need heat or light, they produce light, they need heat to take place the chemical changes. Some chemical changes also require some other substances like catalyst, like the process of photosynthesis. During the process of photosynthesis, chlorophyll acts as the catalyst for the process to take place for the preparation of food by the plants, which is a chemical change. So during a chemical change, some chemical changes also require, other than heat, energy, they require other substances. Those are known as catalysts. Now, we will discuss one very important example which can be a physical as well as chemical change, that is burning of candle. Burning of candle, as you can see, that when it burns, it produces carbon dioxide and water vapor. So, new substances are formed. So, it is a chemical change. Whereas, as you can see in the figure as well, that some wax melts and remain as it is. When you collect that melted wax and again we can form the candle. So, that is not a new substance. The melted wax has the same property as the candle has. So, it is a physical change as well. So, burning of candle is a physical as well as chemical change.